Country boy misconceptions. Vehicles. Gonna have to make this a little bit quick because it's snowing pretty good. And it's pretty chilly out here also. But yeah, vehicles. The return of the hat. Seriously, I couldn't find this thing for, say, probably 4 or 5 months. And I found it. Yay. But anyhow, vehicles. People more or less assume that if you're country, you're going to drive a truck, right? Some people assume that, but it's not always the case. Now, granted, it's a case of what you're probably going to need in a certain situation. Let's say you go to a property or your house had a whole bunch of rain, your area had a whole bunch of rain, and it's very muddy. Now, if it's very muddy, you might need that extra power. You might need that four-wheel drive to get you out of that mud and onto where you need to go to do work at or where you live at or whatever. Let's say it's really snowy and the snow's 4 or 5 feet deep. Very reminiscent to what we had a couple days ago, but yeah, I'm moving on. You might need that little bit of extra power to push through that snow to get where you need to be going, or whatever the case may be. Or, let's say this. Let's say that the ground, the earth is really, really rough, has a bunch of divots in it from machinery and tractors and whatnot, and you need just a little bit of power, but you're more worried about being smoothly and getting there smoothly versus tearing the ground to pieces. So in that case, you might drive a SUV that you don't care gets a little dirty, or a Ford Bronco that you also don't care gets a little dirty. It's just those little pieces of info or paying very close attention that honestly could save you a lot of headache in the long run. You don't necessarily need to drive a truck. If you're country, you don't have to drive a truck. I mean, there's people I know who live out in the country who drive cars. People I know who live out in the country who drives Jeeps. People who drive SUVs, pickup trucks. Snoop, for instance, he lives out in the country. Well, he used to live out in the country. He drives a Volkswagen Passat. I don't think he necessarily drives it to the farm very much, but I've seen him a couple times where actually I've been with him and we drove the Passat to his farm to take care of some goats and animals and pick some stuff up at the farm and whatnot. But more often than not, we're in his truck, his 2002 Chevy pickup truck with the bed that's all bent. He's gonna knock me out. But the point of this video, just because you're country, you don't have to drive a truck, okay? What it boils down to is the job that you're using the vehicle for. That's what it's all about. But in which case, I hope you guys enjoyed this little Country Boy Misconceptions video. If you have any type of ideas that you have for Country Boy Misconceptions or any videos in general, please post them down in the comments below. I've already teased this a little bit, but hopefully once the snow goes away and we start having nicer weather, I'll be able to come out here and make a 500 subscriber special. I already have something planned, kind of got already something in the works. I just can't do it because this fluffy white crap is everywhere. But I'm going to head in, shave, do a couple other things. It's actually very, very cold out. It's like 17, 18 degrees, which is a long shot from what we had Friday. Friday, the high was like 43, 44. But with that, take care, everyone.